Hello, hello. What is good? Just giving you a quick update on crypto portfolio and what has been going on. It's been interesting, to say the least. So last week, on the last update we did, I think we were up to about 30% on one portfolio, 40% on the other one, and we just started the tech stocks portfolio. So this is where we left it when we were up to around about 42 here. And I was saying we're going to probably consolidate across into the new year, but if it was to break this support level here, then we'd be selling some of the bag to protect the assets. So as you can see, it went up. This was a support level we put on last week on the 13th, I believe, and it has broke here. So I was a little bit concerned, so I had to look at our portfolio and sell some of the ones that had broken support. So if we look at the portfolio, let's look at the speculation bag. So the ones with the green on is what we've sold. I've still actually that one's been sold as well. Look on the huddle bag, I've just updated these. So let's have a quick look through them one by one. So Rio, so all the ones that we sold here, engine sold as well, that's in profit. Oh, I'll tell you what to do. The ones that are red, that's why it's left like that. So this trade is red, and this trade is red, and that trade was red. Well, pink. I don't want to put it too shocking. And then we've got these are all in profit. That one's still, that one is closed off. Gala, we sold Gala. Tower, still left Tower going, so that's still running. Ape, Ape we sold off, and Arb we sold off. So we went a bit crazy really, but you've got to protect your portfolio. So this is where we are at the moment. So we're about 30-40% last week. I can't quite remember what we were on. You better see on the last video, but it's dropped down to 16% now, just because we've had to protect the portfolio. But that's why it's there, and that's why you've got the rule, is if it breaks support, then you get out. So let's have a look at the ones we've got out on. So Gala and Engine. So let's look at Engine coin, and we'll see why we got out. So this was the shorter time frame we were looking at. So we got in here originally for the long-term hold, which was doing great. When it broke out of this channel, just pointed with my finger, so that was up like 30%. So it broke out of this channel, we got in, and up it went. We came back to test this support level. So we were then monitoring this, and if it broke out, we were going to get out. I expect to maybe get back in down here, but it broke out because Bitcoin broke down. That's the only kind of reason all of these went. So we were up to here, and then we had this spike down, moved across, and then so it actually broke. Bitcoin broke on the 17th, and Engine, I've not looked at this before actually. So it's 13th to 18th. Yeah. So basically, well, that's a good way of seeing it. So Bitcoin has broken down here on the 17th. So now it's right. Okay, Bitcoin's broken support. It could bounce off this, it could bounce off this, but it could go all the way back down here. So start looking at what you've got, and as soon as this broke support, then that's the thing, because you don't know how far it's going to go. Now as it happens, it's gone down, and like, oh yeah, we did the right thing, didn't go quite low enough to get back in again, but then it's reversed a little bit and come back in. So you could go, oh, what an idiot, you missed out on all that profit. Like, if you just stayed in it, then you would have been an extra 7% up, but you don't know which way it's going to go. So what's the point of guessing? Because if you're just guessing which way it's going to go, you're gambling, aren't you? So I mean, it's still gambling to a certain extent, but at least try and control it. So it's broke support, you get out. You could have argued, because in order, like the last video said, in order for it to break support and then turn into a bullish flag, then you have to have some kind of break support for that to happen. So you'd be going up, and then you could look at this level now with hindsight. You could go, this is quite a strong level from here, all the way across there. So you could change your approach slightly and say, well, if it breaks support, I'm going to look at where the base support is of the parallel channel instead of just the horizontal channel, which is arguably slightly weaker. Maybe this horizontal is stronger. If it breaks support down to here, then you get out. But then you're also exposing yourself. I got in here. Let's say I got in right here on the bounce because I thought it was going to go up. So I'm right on here and it breaks down to there. I've only exposed myself to like 2% the max. Not even 2%, but let's say round it up to make it look better. 2%. Whereas if you're waiting for this one down here, then it's 8%. That's a big difference. I don't mind taking a few hits at 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%, and when you get it right, you could do it 10 times. Like when we get it right, when this is support, from there's 17%. Let's do another one. So you got in here and you're up here, that's 33%. So you could afford to get 10 of them wrong at 3%, and then this will pull you back to where you need to be. But I'd rather have if the parallel channel was more like here, the parallel channel lined up a lot closer within the 2 or 3% of where it broke support, then I'd leave it to see what it does on there. And if it broke through, I'd get out there. So it'd be more like that. But in this case, it's broke support in a meaningful way. So I'm protecting myself. So, you know, it's a 2% loss instead of an 8% loss. But I'm happy with that because, I mean, Engine's still a good coin, still made money on it, still did 16%. But you just got to stick to the rules. So let's look at Gala. So same with Gala. So this has been crawling up. We got in here on Gala, which should be beautiful. Crawled all the way up. Broke support because Bitcoin broke. Now this is consolidating. If Bitcoin goes down again, guess what? This will go down. Let's try drawing it, not grabbing it. If Bitcoin drops again, this will probably roll over. Maybe to this level. Maybe to this level. It's quite a strong level. Or maybe to this level. But so I was in here. I've made my money. Let's say I even got in here right on the top. I got in, which I did put another trade in there. Put another $5 in there. It's hoping to make a quick 15%. But it went drop. So that's again 2% loss instead of 17%, 28%. You know, where's it stop like? So 2% loss. Quite happy with 2% loss. No problem. I don't know why I do these accents. It's terrible. Can't help myself. Yeah. So this one's broke through support. So this is still a great trade for me. Very happy with the results. Shooting 66%, and I'm out. So let's look at, that was Gala. Engine we've done. We got out of Ape. Aping around. Where did we get out of Ape? That's not been put on. Ape we got out at 165. Maybe here. I'll have to have a proper look. But yeah, so this is broke support. Maybe it was here. It has smashed back into it and came down again. So also hit this other. So if you were looking to get back into Ape or any coin, you'd be looking for the lower supports to get into. So this would be a good place to get into if Bitcoin was looking strong. But at the moment, everything else follows Bitcoin, doesn't it? I know all this talk of Bitcoin ETF coming out and could be January, early January, and all that is great, but we've still got, you know, a couple of weeks between. We've got 20 days before 10th of January, so this is coming up to the top of this level here. So this still could come up here. It's already broken this support, so we'd quite happily break it again. Could come back down to here again. If Bitcoin comes back down to test 41,000, then guess what? All these other coins, even though they peaked back into support zones now, they'll probably come back down here again. So why not get into the I've got a button on my mouse that gets rid of everything. New mouse. So yeah, so why buy high is my new saying. Why buy high? And then what else have we got? Apecoin Beam. So BeamX. When we've already done ape, we had 2 positions in ape. Let's have a look at Beam. Beam is a weird one anyway. It was like a proper. I got in here, and it was this kind of level I was looking at, so I got out again. It's a tricky one, this Beam, because it's so speculative. It's but I would be looking. Bitcoin drops again, it gets back down to this support. That's probably the only really kind of technical level to get. The other one was a bit of a gamble, to be quite fair, but worth a gamble, aren't they, some of these? Beam X got in here on this little break of this tiny little triangle, broke support, got out again. Oh, you idiot, it's going up. But if Bitcoin drops, this will drop too. And it would be lovely, even though because we have made profit on Beam, I believe. BeamX, we had 18% on it. So we've got to look at the levels. I mean, if this level, come back down to this level, that'd be quite something. Unlikely, but we've got levels here. So this is obviously quite a strong level there. Then you've got another level here. So you'd be better off looking, if Bitcoin drops, maybe look at getting in here, or here, or here. But the do not disturb isn't working, obviously. But it all depends on what Bitcoin's doing. So if Bitcoin drops down here, then you start looking at your other one. Then you start looking at Beam to get back in at these different levels, because Bitcoin's potentially stopped falling. So then you're like, well, where is it now? But if gee whiz, interrupting me. Yeah, so if Bitcoin stops here, then you can get back in Beam and it starts going up, and right, get back in Beam at whatever level it's at, if it's round one of these levels that we're looking at now. But if Bitcoin drops down to here and then breaks at that support, then right, we need to wait until it gets down to here. And guess what? If it breaks that support, then we're looking down here, which would be, for me, would be quite amazing. Because at the moment, I've sold so many now, I'm about 85% in cash. So if we had a real big drop down to around the 35, 36,000 level, for me personally, that would be absolutely amazing. Because Beam will probably be at one of these lower levels, and all the ones that I want to get back into that I've already been in, I just get back in at way better levels. And let's just look at Kaspa for a minute, just to give you an idea, because I did get out of the majority of the position of Kaspa, which was my biggest holding by a long chalk. Come on, internet, reload. So this looks rather messy, but you get the idea. Just add another line on there to make it even more messy. So I tell you what, let's go on one that's not been vandalized so much. So Kaspa, this is where I started off with Kaspa, around the 36 cents, 0.036 cents. So it has done very well. This is obviously my biggest holding and my best performing. So it peaked at 340%, would you believe? Back down to 222. Boo-hoo. Still amazing. But I have been jumping in and out of the market all the way. Jumped out at the top, got back in at the bottom, jumped in again here, got out, jumped in again. A few have gone right, a few have gone wrong. But generally speaking, I'm well up over 100%. So this was the channel it was in. So let's look at the date here. The date is the 16th, 17th December. That should be familiar. So Bitcoin drops out 17th December. Everything else follows. So what do? You've got your biggest stack of cash in Kaspa. Is your biggest holding. And let's look at some of these levels. And it breaks this level. So what do? got to get out, haven't you? So you can actually see where I've been marking up on this. This is why this one's like super scribbly, like an infant has been drawing all over it. So I got out here on the first one because it broke this level here. So let's make that a bit thicker. So I got out when it broke below, hoping to get back in here. That's what all these are. These were all my orders were, to get back in. But it didn't come this low. Went up again into this zone. So okay, so I got back in again up here. Redonkulous. Broke again. I got back out again. And then, but I wasn't fully out. So I got to here. I was like 50% out. And then here, when it broke that major support, I was about 85% out then, 85-90% out. So as it stands now, I'm 85% in USDT. I'm just literally watching Bitcoin, see what that does, because we know that's looking a bit weak still, potentially. So ideally, this is where I've been in and out before. So this would be like a level to look at. It has reacted around there before. So that's obviously something to look at. And then we've got the lower levels, which is the peak here, around the 91 cents, 0.91 cents, sorry. So this would be an interesting zone, but there's no point buying back in here and it comes a little bit and goes down again. The real zone, because you don't know what Bitcoin's doing. So if Bitcoin does drop hard, then it could come back to this level here, which would be absolutely amazing. Because you can argue again, oh look, you've done this, you've done that, you've missed a little bit here, you missed a bit there. I have got a nice big buffer because of where I got in. So I got out here and got back in up here. It's 8%. So an 8% mess up there. But look at the difference. And I sold. I'm out in cash. Let's say this gets back down to here, and I managed to get all my bag filled around the 8 cents, which is the bottom of this area here. So this is like the majority of the pot. This is the greedy sod bit. And then obviously again, if it breaks support, then we'll look to get in. We'll get out again and get in lower. But look, so you've not done very well here. You've lost 8%. Boo-hoo. But if you can get back in around these levels, even at around 8 cents, back to where you got out, is 33%. Let's call it 32%. So you still made 25% extra if you lost 7% earlier. And then where we got out again, 48%, back to where we were on the tops, 81%, back to the peak. It's nearly 100%. So it's okay losing these little bits of 2% here and there if you're protecting your pot. Because the other option would be you don't get in and out and you don't protect your pot and you're up here, it starts going down, breaks all these supports, and from the peak to where it is now, you're 25% down. So no one wants to wake up to that. No one wants to see that. It's distressing. It's horrendous. You're not staying up there late and worrying, hoping it goes up and up and up. Maybe it doesn't. So yes, waffle. So generally speaking, the pot is still up, but not as up as it was last week. So it was up about 30% last week. I think you have to double check the video. Oh, I'm gonna have to cover this bit up here. I've just realised it's still showing, so when you see the video that won't be there. So 15% up still on the long-term hodl, which has reduced greatly. So 85% cash. Speculation bag again. We've sold a lot of them off. We've only got a small amount of Miria. Engine is gone. These need updating. That's down to 18%. And then the tech stocks that we started last week that were doing well were up to about 8 or 9%, I believe. We sold a Tesla to lock in nearly 12% of profit, even though again Tesla has gone higher. So maybe you're a buffoon, but you got to stick to what you're thinking. So Tesla, I was let's have a look where I got Tesla got in at 207.89. 207.89. It should be on here really. Should have a little yellow scribble. 207.89. No doubt on that touch there, which is also here. So that makes sense where I would have got in. Let's delete that last one. So I got in here. It was riding up, creating a channel. It peaked at 20%, 22%. Came down, but it broke support. So it took the 11%, nearly 12%. It has continued going up, so it could have been 25%. But it could have gone down, so it could have gone back down at this level. So you might as well be out. I'd rather have made some money and protected it than watching it go down again and then going, oh, that could have been nice, that, or it might have gone up. And if you look where we are as well, getting to the top of a downward channel as well. So you know, this is where I wanted to get in, but we'll see. Let's have a quick look on PLTR. Palantir in the house. This one I've left going. This one went against me. This was a breakout of what was resistance, hoping it would turn into support, but it's ignored this top level and broke through it. Now this is where I've kind of used my discretion. Usually if it broke back in, you'd say, right, it can probably go down again, so get out. But it's respected this line here, this support. So even though it's not fantastically strong, it's only got 2 points and it broke it here. So and then again, so three or four touch points. So if this respects and goes back up here again, I'll stay in it until it eventually breaks this level, at which point I'll sell. So remember, the way I kind of think of it is of having a massive zone here, which is if it gets anywhere into this red zone, then that is your signal to sell and get out to protect the pot. La 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 la. Right, and then MicroStrategies. We've done Tesla. MicroStrategies is doing well. So we've got in here at the bottom on our support, or were we looking to get in there? I think we were looking to get in there. MicroStrategies got in at 511. Oh yeah, so we got in on the breakout. So this was a level of resistance as it's been hitting up, broke through, but then just went and hit it again like a sheet of ice. Diver trapped under the ice. Eventually managed to smash his way out. Very excited to be alive. Got in here. So this is up nicely, around 12%. Again, we'll just keep an eye on this. It's a bit all over the place, but we'll put a support line on there or there. Just keep an eye on it. But this is MicroStrategies, which is a kind of a Bitcoin play. So if Bitcoin's doing well generally with the ETF in the wind, it'd probably be a good idea just to sit on it. And then another one, which isn't on there, which I need to check whether I own it or not. I thought we had some Coinbase. I'm sure I have. I'm sure I'll put it on there. I've got in a Coinbase on 131, unless I just put it on here like I was gonna buy it, but I didn't. That would be annoying, wouldn't it? Let's have a quick check. This will be fun watching. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. Thank God. Yeah. So yeah. So that one's doing well. I'll stick that one on the list. So we've got in at 130.92, and that is up nicely. That is up 22% and climbing. Again, Coinbase is going to be great. The ETF gets launched. This will do very well. You can also, if you want to get your kids involved, you can actually get junior ISAs for these kind of things and do little bits of trading and long-term holds for your kids, like Hargreaves Lansdowne do one. I'm sure there's other ones out there available. Yeah, so I need to put that on there, and then I just need to update my trading log, which is where I've been getting in and out, just to show you that it's important to log these things. As you can see, I've not updated it very well. That one broke support, that one, I need to go through these. I'm terrible at logging, I'll be honest. But it helps me a little bit doing this channel because it's good to show where we're up to, and I need to do that again. And fucking, I'm gonna have to put another delete thing on there. Right, I'm gonna have to remember all these timestamps. Right, so that's it for now. So the big takeaway for today is simply keep your eye on Bitcoin as ever. If this starts rolling over, then maybe look at buying back in when Bitcoin hits. Look at other altcoins, but buying back in at these kind of levels is what I'll be doing. If it breaks down lower, then I'll be looking to get in again. But again, if any of these that I get into, any of the altcoins get into, break support, I'll be getting out again for a 2-3% loss. And if it gets, by any miracle, if it gets down here, then I'm going to be the happiest little monkey in the zoo. Because that will be, I could potentially double my pot if Bitcoin gets down here and I can get Kaspa round about 8 cents. Oh, maron. Life-changing money. Or wife-changing money, as they say. Which I always thought meant you can get a different wife. But apparently, it means your wife will just treat you better because you've got more money. Which I like the sound of. Right, I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. I am very vain. I like to see more subscribers. I think we're up to about 361. I think 321. It was 322 the other day. I saw one subscriber leave. A little tear formed in my eye. 321 off 51 videos. Eek! I'm still trying to get to 1,000 so I can monetize it, and then I can start doing giveaways and stuff and start sending people coins if they, get involved in the chat or put some comments in or whatever. So thanks for watching. I am waffling. Remember, please, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't like the video, just subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Fingers crossed Bitcoin will crash further and I can get my fill again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Boom.